are among 9 home-based Swedes who are semi-professionals and have other jobs. The 2 exiles are number 7, Glenn Stromberg from Atalanta in Italy, and number 16, Robert Pritz, the former Glasgow Rangers midfielder, now with the Swiss champions, Young Boys of Bern. The officials all come from West Germany, and the referee is 41-year-old Werner Vökler. That's the Swedish coach, 37-year-old Ole Nordin. This is his 5th match in charge. So England in red shirts and white shorts, starting a new 4-year cycle. It's Bobby Robson's 50th match in charge tonight, and his first one exactly 4 years ago was in Scandinavia when England drew 2-2 with Denmark. England playing from left to right in the first half, the Swedes wearing yellow shirts and blue shorts, their national colours. Alvin Martin is blocked by number 13, Bjorn Nielsen. Both teams starting with a 4-4-2 formation. This is Butcher. Headed on by Glenn Hoddle. Wilkins got a touch. Kenny Sansom. And Viv Anderson. Pitch terribly bumpy in parts and very poorly grassed. The turf seems an odd mixture. And there's some bare patches too. Bobby Robson, whose record in those 49 internationals before tonight is 26 wins, 12 draws and 11 defeats. John Barnes. A bit short for Wilkins. Header was by Palmer. Larson. Really will make close control awfully difficult. The ridges there in the centre of the pitch. Hussein. Roland Nielsen. Bjorn Nielsen. Eriksson is in the centre, so is Palmer. And Ekstrom's in there too. And that was an indication of how Hussein can join the attack from his sweeper's position as the play develops for Sweden. He linked up quite well there, the big number 3, and as Johnny Ekstrom battled for the high ball, it was Hussein whose volley went over the bar. Early warning for England. Here's Sansom. Hoddle's made a forward run now as well. It's Sansom to take the throw. Dixon standing by the penalty spot. And others joining the attack now, including Alvin Martin up there. That was Martin, cleared by Hussein. Glenn Hoddle. Chip back in. Martin stayed forward, but penalised. England's last visit here was in 1979 when they drew 0-0 in this stadium. There's Butcher, Dixon, Wilkins, Swedes have had one international already in recent weeks. They drew 0-0 with the Soviet Union, but their season, Sweden, is now coming towards its end. That was Fritz looking for Ekstrom. Alvin Martin across, corner. Hussein again going into the 6-yard box. Nielsen and Ekstrom almost on the line. Viv Anderson, front defender for England. Here's Palmer. And there goes Stromberg. And a corner again. Peter Shilton with Nielsen, now Pritz. Hussein is still forward there, number 3. It's quite a good spell for Sweden. They forged 3 successive corners. And he's the threat. Glenn Hussein being policed there by Kerry Dixon among others. So Pritz will try again. Hussein again. Out to Pritz. Ekstrom is up. And England finally appear to have got the ball away. Trevor Steven. Foul by Larsson on Barnes. Sansom. Fredriksson decided to let that ball run out of the penalty area and was then hurried into defensive play by Trevor Steven. 15 minutes gone. Sweden 0, England 0. Fairly quiet opening quarter of an hour. Nothing much to worry either Peter Shilton or Jan Muller, still less so at this end. That was Hoddle. Number 4. Overhitting intended to be a through ball for Barnes. Here's Fredriksson. Larsson. Ekstrom trying to turn Martin. And Palmer coming through dangerously here. Number 14. Wasn't a bad effort by Anders Palmer. Comes from a big footballing family in Sweden. Indeed, his father, Kalle, played in the 1950 World Cup in Brazil. This is his son Anders, 26 years old, winning his 8th cap, and he pressed on well there to get in the volley. Here's Hoddle picking it up from Wilkins. Gets it back. Now Sansom. Wilkins and Hoddle linking again. This is Barnes. Hodge outside. Flag is up for offside as the ball comes into the centre. Well, imagine that was given against Steve Hodge over on the far side. Just over 6 minutes left in the first half here in Stockholm. Sweden 0, England 0. And so far, fairly unexceptional international friendly, certainly from the English point of view. Here's Anderson. Larson with the header. Then Martin. Now Palmer, who's had the two best attempts of the first half so far, number 14, Fritz. Hoddle intercepting. Sansom. Outside him, Hodge. Wilkins has pushed forward again. Hoddle. Hodge. Barnes. Wouldn't run through there for the England forwards. Here's Trevor Stevens. Sansom. Barnes has started a run, had to check. And Hoddle finds Dixon. His first touch didn't find Wilkins. And here's Glenn Stromberg for Sweden. Roland Nielsen. Bjorn Nielsen. Ekstrom. Stromberg. And now Wilkins. And Dixon on the chase, just offside. Couldn't have been much in that. Larson. Fredriksson into Stromberg. And Johnny Ekstrom was checked there as he tried to make a run by Terry Butcher. Whether it was intentional, the body check, I'm not so sure, but he's got his free kick as Ekstrom. And again, Sweden working on these yesterday in training. We're trying to get the big number 3, Hussein, to come in from a deep position on our side of the field, or from our side. Stromberg and Fritz, the two players standing behind the ball. And that's Fritz. And here is Hussein. Oh, that's the idea from the Swedish point of view, to get the number 3 in. And he certainly succeeded in getting a firm header there. Fritz curled the ball across. And Hussein was up to beat Butcher. Here's Trevor Stephen for England. The highlights for Swedish football down the years: the World Cup final here in '58 against Brazil, and the Olympic title in '48. But tonight, the score at half-time, as it was when England last came here 7 years ago, is 0-0, and there's no question that what chances there have been have fallen to the Swedes. The daily pattern for these Swedish part-time professionals is that most of them have a job in the mornings and then go to train with their clubs in the afternoons. We've got a bank clerk, a computer operator, a telephone salesman, a truck driver and a fireman in the Swedish 16 tonight. And England will be hoping in the second half that they can prove one or two things about being full-time professionals. Certainly they'll have to improve on their first half performance. Here's Roland Nielsen. Kenny Sansom. John Barnes. Dixon now. Wilkins. Hodge making a run down the left. Number 10. It was 5 years ago tonight that England lost in Norway, the World Cup qualifier under Ron Greenwood. It was said then that perhaps it's not a very good idea to play important internationals so early in the season. This is obviously a friendly designed to give us a little bit of a blow before we start the real business of the European Championship next month. So Scandinavia hasn't been a particularly happy hunting ground for England. September. There's Palmer, who gave them some unhappy moments in the first half. Nielsen in the middle, so is Pritz, so is Eriksson here. Kenny Sansom doing his best to battle it out. So too is Kerry Dixon. But Hussein, the big number 3, certainly one of the most impressive Swedish players in the first half. Stromberg. And there's Bjorn Nielsen coming through. And against the foot of the post as Shilton went down. Might have had it covered, Peter Shilton, but it was a decent attempt by Bjorn Nielsen. He had Ekstrom waiting in the centre, but decided to go for goal himself. Stephen. This is the moment that caused England concern. Stromberg through to Bjorn Nielsen, who went for the near post there and saw his shot come back as Shilton went down to cover. Indication that the goal-scoring opportunities, such as they've been, have all come at the same end. And it's high time that England can put something together, stop what's been very much a one-way affair so far. Sansom. Hodge. Roland Nielsen. Nice and comfortable on the ball. Viv Anderson. Mrs. Hoddle. Now Barnes has made a forward run. Dixon's gone to his left. Trevor Stephen out to the right, but again the attack breaking down. England having to start again. Hoddle on to Wilkins. Sansom. Hodge. Hodge of Aston Villa. Hoddle finding a bit of space. Dixon's in there too. Here's Trevor Stephen. That was maybe England's clearest shooting opportunity so far. At least they found some space there inside the Sweden penalty area and had men up to use it. Jan Muller, who Bristol City fans will remember, hasn't had a great deal to do. Here's Pritz. Palmer. Fredriksson, the captain. Oh, and Johnny Ekstrom's running on. Well, that's a fine finish. And that's why there are so many European clubs watching Johnny Ekstrom very closely indeed. England's defence allowing him space, but when he got that space, Ekstrom kept his head, kept the shot down, and finished in style. It was Stig Fredriksson, the skipper, that floated the ball forward, and number 13, Bjorn Nielsen, a lovely flick on, beating Terry Butcher in the air, and Johnny Ekstrom beating Peter Shilton with a firm shot to give Sweden a deserved lead after 5 minutes of the second half. So Ollie Nordin sees his country go in front, and I don't think there's any doubt at all that they deserve it on the play that we've seen. One can only hope it stirs England into rather more purposeful action than we've seen from them so far. Here's Barnes, Hodge, and that's a free kick to England. Robert Fritz protesting, but the West German referee right on the spot, and maybe perhaps a chance here of a quick reply. It often happens when a team takes the lead that they relax slightly. Alvin Martin is up on the far side of the area from the kicker. Butcher is there too. And Hoddle drove it into the base of the wall. This is Sansom. And Anderson's in there, and so was Martin, and England have forced a corner. Which Hoddle will take. Martin stays deep this time. Butcher and Barnes closer to the kicker. And Anderson comes in with Muller, who flapped it a little bit, and Stromberg couldn't clear it, and this is Hoddle. And Stromberg again stretching, and this time he'll get a free kick. Fritz for Sweden, who lead 1-0. I think it's fair to describe that as an English-type goal. A long ball from the back, a good flick on, one in the air, and the co-striker running through to drive his shot beyond the advancing goalkeeper. It was beautifully executed, and no less than the Swedes deserved. Ulf Eriksson. Trevor Stephen. Barnes is in the centre forward position. Dixon's on this side. Sansom following up. Hoddle over on the far wing. But Robert Fritz getting in there with a good challenge, and Johnny Ekstrom the threat again here. There are two on the far side coming up to join him. And Bjorn Nielsen was at the near post, but Terry Butcher was in front of him. Fritz began the attack, and Sweden are looking lively again. Hussein has made his way forward from the back. Fritz. Hodge for England. And once more it's Robert Fritz. Glenn Hoddle's obstruction, free kick to Sweden. Hussein taking up a very deep position outside the penalty area on the far side. And he got a touch even then, and so did Palmer. And now here's Ray Wilkins. Larson. This is Hoddle to Hodge. Not much joy for the wide men here. Sweden are covering the flanks very efficiently. That's offside against Ekstrom. Forward by Ray Wilkins, looking for Dixon or Barnes. And it was Larson who played it back to Muller. What we've seen of the England attack, and it hasn't been very much, has been all too predictable. And a lack of invention or imagination so far. I'm not quite sure how much the service has got to do with that. Or the fact that Sweden are so well into their season when England are just starting theirs. Those might be plausible reasons why England have come off, up to now, a rather poor second best. Bobby Robson was very impressed with the Swedes when he watched our video recording of their recent international against the Soviet Union, and it would appear that they're living up to expectations. And at this moment, Bobby Robson has Tony Cottee doing some stretches down by the bench. Here's John Barnes. Dixon waiting to come in on this, so are Martin and Butcher. And that's Martin right at the back, who felt he was obstructed. Referees don't often give those. Fritz. Hoddle. Good running by Steve Hodge here, but it was seen by Stromberg. See the different texture of the turf on various sections of the pitch. It seemed to worry Sweden too much. It's a fair ball from Eriksson to Palmer. Fritz was the player he was trying to find. This is Fredriksson. So Tony Cottee poised to make his first appearance for the full England side. So an hour gone, off comes John Barnes to be replaced by a product of the England under-21 side and of the West Ham Academy, Tony Cottee, 21 years old, getting his first taste here of full international football. Got his chance in the squad because of the withdrawals of Beardsley and Hately. I wonder what he can prove here in the next half hour. This is Bobby Robson's 62nd player in his 4-year spell that he's used in the full England team, and it's the 40th new cap he's handed out. So we now have a front two of Cotty and Dixon. And what we saw, the experiment of John Barnes in the central position, didn't seem to work. But he was injured early in the match, and it may well be that he was feeling the effects of that knock, and that's the main reason why he came off. Here's Glenn Stromberg. Wilkins. He's already making a run to the right here, and Jan Muller coming all the way, and Hussein decided to play safe. So it'll be Glenn Hoddle to take the corner for England. And Anderson is there, and it's been headed off the line. Whistle's gone anyway. Well, that was one of England's closer efforts. The corner taken by Glenn Hoddle. They found Viv Anderson. The header beat Muller, but Stig Fredriksson, the captain and the left back, was standing on the goal line and got the ball away. His header on for Dixon, and there was a hint of a chance there for Kerry Dixon. It was Larson, the number 4, who stopped him. Some Union Jacks being waved. And the indications are that England are in with a chance of an equaliser here. They've been on top for a quarter of an hour. Butcher is in the thick of it there, and so too is Anderson. And Anderson gets in again, against the bar. And twice he's been so unlucky, Viv Anderson. Proving an important presence on the corners. The first time his effort was cleared off the line. This time, he's there again, and it hits the bar. Viv Anderson, whose England career includes 22 caps now, his 1 goal coming in Turkey. But he's certainly been closer to scoring tonight than any other English player. And here's Bjorn Nielsen up against Kenny Sansom. And he's made room for the shot, and Shilton has saved it well. That would have surely put the issue beyond any doubt. Bjorn Nielsen breaking away from Kenny Sansom. And England's captain and goalkeeper called to make a good save going to his right. Fritz then to take the corner. No Hussein this time, but Stromberg is in a near post position and Larson is forward. Oh, and Nielsen. He was free, and he got up in front of Shilton. So the man who forced the corner very nearly forced in the second goal there again. There's the official attendance. Just over 15,500 inside the Rosunda Stadium, which was about the crowd the Swedes were expecting for this non-competitive match. All in all, a fragmented England performance here, admittedly with several first-choice players missing, but one would have hoped for a little more. Here's Anderson. Waddle. the dying embers of the match now. Here's Tony Cottee. Hoddle is forward, and Dixon is too, and that's a very good save by Jan Muller, depriving Kerry Dixon of the equaliser. Cottee had a hand in it, a mistake in the defence, Hoddle helped it on. It was Dixon who had the shot, and it was going in the corner, but a jolly good save by the former Bristol City keeper. And Butcher couldn't quite make that, and look at the break again by the Swedes. England had to push players forward. Robert Fritz is away. Palmer is up with him, so is Ulf Eriksson. Drove it into Kenny Sansom. Now Palmer, and Wilkins covering him. While Jan Muller, nearly 33, his first international for 6 years, and he's possibly earned Ole Nordin's team their victory, and indeed he has. A very good save from Kerry Dixon in the last minute, but frankly this was not the start England were looking for to the international season. They began the game very slowly, only came into their own in the second half. Viv Anderson closest to scoring before that late effort from Dixon, but the Swedes in the end victorious thanks to a good finish by Johnny Ekstrom, and on the balance of play and the chances created, they deserved the victory. Sweden 1, England 0, and this week in September doesn't seem to be a particularly fortuitous one when it comes to England playing early season internationals.
Well, you've just come from speaking to the players, Bobby. What are your thoughts after that performance?
Well, I'm glad it wasn't a qualifying match in a big tournament. We have these early September matches, I think, when we never do well. It didn't look as though we were quite ready for it, but we should be, because every match is important. But we didn't play very well first half. Much better second half. Had a good last half hour when we might have recovered and perhaps even gone into the lead, or at least saved it.
Why are we such slow starters? Because in the first half we were pretty disjointed, weren't we?
Yes, John, but I mean, it's our first practice match. I mean, if you go to club football and whenever they play their first game after 3 months being away, I mean, you are going to be a bit disjointed. This was their third match in a month. That's a great advantage. We haven't had that. It's the first time we've been together for, like I'm saying, for almost 3 months, since the World Cup. The team has very much changed anyway, so we're going to be disjointed. 2 days of preparation, you know, ask for miracles sometimes. So there is a bit of a reason, but without making too much of an excuse about it, because we didn't play that very well in the first half, and you know the team did lack a little bit of cohesion. Lost a few players, of course, and again that doesn't help. But I'm glad we've got it under our belts and out of the way. We know we have to be better in the second match against obviously Northern Ireland in a month's time.
Defeat for England, and more disappointing news from Stockholm is that there's been crowd trouble from the England followers there. I won't call them supporters. 20 arrests, 10 of them British, and apparently a stone-throwing incident involving the British followers outside the Argentine embassy in Stockholm. Now, Jimmy Hill is with us. What could be the repercussions of that?
Well, I mean, devastating. Most of us can't understand why those sort of people insist on disgracing football and the country in that particular way. But I think we do understand that football can't do anything about it. If the government makes up its mind to stop that kind of behaviour, and I hope that it does, there are ways of doing it. They should take their passports away. They could always return them to them when they wanted holiday or business abroad, but make sure that lot anyway didn't leave the country again to bring further disgrace upon it.
OK, the verdict on the game in just a moment, but one of the many notable England absentees tonight, Bryan Robson. He was continuing the fight for fitness after his shoulder injuries and subsequent operation, and he was playing in a friendly tonight for Manchester United against Linfield in Belfast. Now, the match played at Windsor Park, attracting a very big crowd. United always a top attraction in Northern Ireland. Now, for Robson, it was the second comeback appearance, 11 weeks after the shoulder pinning operation. And the midfielder, well, he appeared to come through it with no problems, and what's more, he scored twice in a 3-0 victory. The first after 15 minutes, and here's the build-up to the second. Remy Moses and Peter Davenport involved, and here comes the famous Robson finish that United have been missing so badly. Right foot shot there, beating George Dunlop. As I say, in the same match, Remy Moses was making his comeback appearance after 18 months. All eyes, though, were on Robson, who also had a hand in the third United goal, scored by Peter Davenport. Finishing 3-0. Good comeback for Robson, prompting thoughts that he may be back for United for their match with Southampton on Saturday. All looks good, but what's Bryan's opinion himself?
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with the way the game went tonight. The lads knocked the ball about nicely, and it was a good game to play in. You know, so I'm okay for selection for Saturday. It's up to the boss now.
No knocks and no side effects?
No, I had a few challenges, and the shoulder took a few knocks, but there's no reaction there at all. It's fine.
Do you think that was a harsh enough physical test tonight for you?
Yeah, it's not going to be the same as a league game. The league game is going to be a little bit faster than the pace that we played at tonight. But that's still a good workout. The Irish lads always try hard against you, and it was great to see a good crowd here. It was a pleasing crowd, and our lads enjoyed it, and I think the Linfield lads enjoyed it as well.
So you're ready to play Football League on Saturday?
Well, I'm hoping so.